Thanks everyone for joining us today. Before we begin, I want to read a quick disclaimer that this information is a general description from sFOX only. Before acting on any information, you should consider the appropriateness of it as it applies to your particular objectives, financial situation and needs, and seek advice accordingly. No information set out above constitutes legal advice, an advertisement, an invitation, a confirmation, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any security or other financial, credit, or lending product, or to engage in any investment activity, or an offer of any banking or financial service. My name is Paige Lohuis, and I am the Marketing and Events Manager for sFOX. And today we will be discussing how to upgrade your digital asset strategy with the sFOX platform. Joining us today, we have Daniel and Jack from sFOX. Jack and Daniel, it's great to have you here. Can you each tell us a little bit about your role here at sFOX?
Absolutely. Thank you, Paige. Hi, everyone. My name is Jack. I'm the head of product here at sFOX, been with the firm for just over a few years now. Prior to joining sFOX, founded a quant systematic crypto hedge fund. Been in the crypto space since 2015, very focused on trading, execution services, and trading technology.
Yeah, thanks. And really happy to be here today, Paige, and very excited to share the stage with Jack here. It's going to be a good conversation. With my role at sFOX, been with the company nearly 5 years now. So I run both the operations and finance side of the businesses. So it's a lot of back office work, but it's also a lot of client facing activities. So it's a great place to sit to really get a sense for what's happening on the day-to-day on the front lines with people, and really have a big impact on the client relationships we have. So yeah, excited for the conversation.
Awesome. So for this session, we prepared a list of key topics and questions regarding the full suite of sFOX trading solutions. We want to remind everyone that we will have time for questions from the audience towards the end. So please feel free to submit any questions you might have in the Q&A box below, and we'll do our best to get them answered. Okay, starting off, with sFOX being a full-service crypto prime dealer, Jack, can you explain the business model?
Absolutely. So as a prime dealer, really our role is acting as a central counterparty while enabling our clients to access a obviously global crypto market. Of course, at sFOX, we aggregate liquidity from global exchanges, OTC desks, but you don't need an account with each one of those liquidity providers to trade. We are the central counterparty, so you only need that single sFOX account. And the way trade execution works is in a principal agent model. So our sole role is to achieve the best price for our clients, and in this way, we structured it this way to really align our interests with our clients. Unlike, let's say OTC trading, for example, we're not trading against our clients. We're simply kind of routing out the order to destination venues. Plus, this mitigates our clients' counterparty risk because you don't have to hold assets with each exchange or OTC venue or worry about settlement. It's all centralized. The kind of full service aspect of it is really our goal of providing a very vertically integrated experience in accessing crypto services. So we offer custody, trading, staking, prime services, and a lot more. And in doing so, really want to provide that end-to-end experience for professionals when engaging with crypto markets, so that they can really maximize returns in the space across trading, securing, and using digital assets.
Great. And with that, Daniel, can anyone create an sFOX account, and are there any qualifications?
Yeah, Paige, I'm happy to comment on that. One of the things that often gets overlooked with sFOX is the name of the company, right? So San Francisco Open Exchange, and the O is for open, right? So our founding our co-founders really set out with the goal of democratizing access to the crypto markets, to where you would no matter who you were, have access to the best execution possible in the marketplace. So fundamentally, no, there are not any real barriers to any individual or business creating an account with us. Depending on where you are in the world, there could be restrictions on the types of products and services we can offer to you. And obviously, there are some limitations from a sanctions and other regulatory perspective. But generally, there are a very wide variety of businesses that we can work with. And there are not too many restrictions on that. Obviously, we're going to have some requirements on KYCing your account and making sure that that we know who we're doing business with. But with the areas that we focus on being businesses and professional traders, that's a pretty wide variety of businesses that we can work with. And the main thing I would like to just tack onto what Jack was saying about the efficiency of having a single sFOX account is anyone who's been in the industry for a while, knows that a lot of platforms kind of come and go. Some new entrants come into the space and have a lot of success. sFOX, we've been around since 2014. So we've got a very long amount of time in the market, and crypto is really the only thing that we do. We don't work in traditional securities and other things that you can trade. So, we are 100% Bitcoin and crypto focused. So that we're going to be in the market when you need us. So you get a ton of value out of this single access point to the market through your sFOX account. And we take a really white glove approach. So anybody who has ever created an account in the space, I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised with the ease of access in creating an sFOX account.
Awesome. So once my account is successfully completed and verified, Jack, how quickly can I withdraw crypto from my account after trading?
Yeah, thanks, Paige. Assuming your account's completed and verified, there's really no waiting period or barrier to withdraw, post trade. And I think this is also an important additional benefit of sFOX's prime dealer model, in that you don't have to wait for the trade to execute and then settle back to sFOX. You can withdraw immediately after the trade because we are the counterparty. So let's say you bought one Bitcoin, that executed across 10 different exchanges and venues. We are settling that trade to your account immediately. And at that point, again, there's no barrier waiting time to withdraw. That Bitcoin is immediately available for you. And of course, there's on-chain processing time, but generally most withdrawal requests are processed within 10-15 minutes, just depending on-chain activity. And the funds are immediately available.
Yeah. Well, Jack, just to tack onto that, this is one of those great things that you really only see once you have a fully functional platform like we have here at sFOX with trading and execution, with custody, with prime services, all bundled into one single account. It simplifies, number one, a lot of the workflow, but a lot of the uncertainty around, wanting to get your trade done so you can withdraw to custody, or wanting to be able to trade, but you can't because your assets are not in the right place or they're on the wrong exchange. Having all of those in a one unified account with sFOX really simplifies a lot of the workflow and the headache and stress that a lot of people have in dealing with this kind of type of thing.
Yep. Daniel, adding on to what you said earlier about sFOX's main clientele being mostly professional investors and businesses, how are you ensuring that sFOX stays user-friendly as it continues to grow and develop?
Thanks, Paige. We have, over the years, we've obviously onboarded many thousands and 10,000s of clients. And our approach to Jack, I'm sure you'll talk more about the product approach, but just from a business standpoint, we've always taken an approach of having a one-to-one relationship with clients, right? So you will have, a dedicated client services representative, a dedicated client success representative. You will have a Slack channel, a Telegram channel, a way to contact sFOX with your needs. And a lot of platforms that go for the more mass market approach, not necessarily to their they're not really able to offer that level of service that we can, because we have a client base that we know is going to be, a potential to be a really great client for us. It's really helped us to have a very high level of service. I think this also goes back to the comment I had earlier about how the product is structured, to where in the past, when you would go to an exchange or trade with an OTC desk, you would be sacrificing something for convenience. Maybe it's the FTX situation where you want to be on FTX or some other exchange that's now gone away, and you're sacrificing the security of having your funds with a regulated custodian for the convenience of being at the right marketplace with fairly deep liquidity, right? With sFOX, we really try to round out that product offering to where you're not necessarily giving up security for convenience or some of these trade-offs that people have had to make in the past. It's really exciting to see people come in and really understand that and get a lot of value from the product.
Yeah, and Paige and Daniel, you guys both bring up really good point, especially with the focus on kind of professional and corporate clientele, which is it kind of really makes itself evident in the product itself. And one of the factors that it makes sFOX very unique compared to other alternatives in the market is that because we're focused on professionals, we can really key into our clients' needs rather than building something that works generally okay for everyone. This is specific solutions for the needs of professional investors within the crypto space. And many of the features that you see on the platform were either built directly with or as a result of our relationship with individual clients. And that has resulted in kind of really a variety of kind of out of the box functionality, right? I think the perfect example is kind of all of the advanced order types and execution algorithms that you get with sFOX, like customizable TWAPs, algorithms like Hare, Gorilla, Sniper. These were kind of takes on traditional algorithmic execution, but also feedback from clients in how they trade and how they want to execute. And as a result, you get this suite of features, the moment that you create an sFOX account that you're really not getting anywhere else. And it's not just even trading or even routing in the aggregated order book, but also OTC liquidity with new features like RFQ, the focus on regulatory compliance and security. And again, going back to one of the initial points about kind of an end-to-end prime dealer is that vertical integration. What we found is, of course, professionals are in high need of efficiency, whether it's capital efficiency, trade execution speed, and because all of this is in one place, you're really benefiting from the ease of use and access. But without kind of having to manage all of these individual relationships on top of that. So yeah, I think we're really kind of getting into one of the things that starts with just that one-to-one relationship that we have with clients, but then expands itself naturally into the product that you see today.
Great. Over the past year, we have definitely seen that many investors thought their assets were safe on an exchange just because maybe the company was large or well known, when in fact those assets really weren't. This led many to move their assets off of exchange platforms. Jack and Daniel, how is sFOX addressing the issues of data security and privacy?
I think one of the recent kind of headline ways that we're addressing this point is the announcement of our custody solution sFOX Safe, providing bankruptcy protected custody of crypto assets. I think it's a perfect time and important for the industry to seek a kind of higher level of security. and the management of client assets. And really what we were looking to do with this announcement is set a new industry standard, right? Client assets should always come first. The safety of client assets is paramount. And so, with sFOX Safe, you get a solution that is entirely protected from, the health of the sFOX business overall, but with the same, end-to-end user experience where your assets are available, you can use them and easily trade and engage in the space.
Yeah, I'll just tack on a few other things and echo really just the integrated nature of the offering. I think that goes Jack, one of the problems with having such a seamless product experience that you and the team have created is that a lot of these things that are very complicated and really go to the client's benefit are often overlooked because it's so seamless. we should put some withdrawal windows or something in there for moving between custody and trading to make it more obvious. But yeah, those types of things really just in my mind go toward the way that we approach the products that we're building. We really take a product-led approach, right? So anything that we're building, there's a definite need in the market for, and it's going to be made available to all clients, for their benefit, when it's ready. So it's really fun to see those types of things be built.
Yeah, Daniel, just to add on one thing, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there, right? These are things like custody and secure custody and protection of client funds. I mean, these are aspects of a platform that a client really shouldn't have to worry about, right? They should just kind of happen. And it's unfortunate that in crypto today that's oftentimes not the case. And the onus is on the user itself to assess and do extreme diligence to ensure that they're working with a secure counterparty, when really the expectation should be that this is the standard, my assets are safe, I can trust this platform, and I can focus on what I actually need to focus on. And if it's trading, right, that's generating return. If it's, just managing a portfolio, right, it's I can maintain a passive portfolio and keep assets on a platform. It should just happen, right? It shouldn't have to be this, multi-step and in-depth process. And that's what we're striving to achieve. And yeah, hopefully we're seeing that in the product.
Yeah, that's that's really great. We have, just from the data security and privacy side, this is one of the things where, we've elected to go out into the market and choose to be regulated by the state of Wyoming. And a lot of those things, historically, people in the crypto space, they really haven't had high expectations from the people that they're dealing with, for whatever reason, but they just haven't, right? So part of what I'm glad that we're doing is trying to kind of train up our clients and train up the industry to expect more out of their service providers and the platforms they use, because both the regulatory structures that are in place now and the technological capabilities of platforms like sFOX, you can achieve a very high level of security and privacy for the things that you need to do, right? So a lot of it is just getting people to raise their expectations of service providers, and I'm really happy that we're putting the word out about this type of thing.
Great. What kind of tools does sFOX offer for collaborating with a team? I would love to hear from both the product and the operational side.
Oh, yeah, great question, Paige. I think again, going back to our focus on professionals and corporate clients, these are our clients have multiple team members, employees, even third-party service providers. So collaboration and flexibility when it comes to meeting the needs of a complex and kind of high leverage workflow at a corporate level is very critical. And so we address this in a few ways. I think one, on the operational side, within the product, within an sFOX account, you can have multiple users, each user with customizable permissions. And this is very extendable to third-party service providers like accounting firms as well. Things like read-only access to an sFOX account, or for team members, trade-only, deposit-only, limiting kind of withdrawals, and even team management itself. On top of that, there's also via our separately managed account feature, you can connect multiple sFOX accounts together. This works well if you are managing multiple client portfolios, or managing multiple trading strategies that are operating in parallel with one another. And that just accounts to different ways in which you can invite and combine kind of multiple team members across your entire organization. As you add kind of more collaborators into a workflow, obviously security becomes more of an issue, even with kind of customizable permissions. So on top of that, via our sFOX Safe custody solution, we offer a feature called workflow automation, where our clients can establish customizable multi-approval rules that govern critical account actions like withdrawals, where, for example, withdrawal requests over $0 in value require 2 approvals from admins in the account, and withdrawal requests over $50,000 require 3 approvals. And this just allows our clients to not just collaborate, but collaborate in a secure and effective environment, and meet, kind of conform their sFOX experience to their day-to-day operations as well. So yeah, I think that's kind of how we address collaboration and security when it comes to introducing multiple users into the sFOX platform.
Yeah, Paige, I'll kind of take a few of the operational items, and more just talking about collaboration within a team. Thinking about a typical business user, they obviously have their own team, but they have other people, service providers, accountants, fund admins. But one thing I also want us to realize is that we like to think about being on our client's team as well, right? And just from the way that we operate, it puts us in a good position to be able to give additional value-add services, whether that's a security audit, a post-trade analytics session where we can go over your trading style, the execution algorithms you're using, looking at if you're getting the most out of the platform that you can. So this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier with education and training on number one, the tools that are available in the platform natively for you to use, but also those value-added tools and services that we as a firm can give to you as a client. So any clients out there that we have not done this for, I would recommend that you reach out to us and we can set up a time for a few of our folks to get with you to go over these types of things, because it's always better to plan out your workflow automation rules ahead of time. Think about the different threat models that you're operating under, setting up your permissions to meet those, and then feeling confident about it ahead of time before you end up in a situation where someone has the wrong permissions on the account, or something else happens on your account. So yeah, optimizing for security ahead of time, and then optimizing your trading after the fact as well. We can review things with you. So it's pretty flexible, which is great, and we're happy to work with clients to meet their needs.
Great. Those are really great points, especially like when we were talking about how teams can collaborate on different platforms. But with all the services in the crypto space nowadays, it can be tough to count on all your accounts being equally accessible or easy to integrate with each other. Jack, how can a trader leverage sFOX to their advantage?
That's a great broad question, Paige. I think the key here is, again, going back to capital efficiency, execution efficiency, the kind of vertically integrated nature of the platform itself, the tools that we offer to allow our clients to collaborate with their team members. I think the key is the applying kind of the existing trading strategy and trying to allow sFOX to kind of focus on ways to solve kind of the day-to-day solution. So with sFOX, right, you're getting that capital efficiency and execution where you can execute across exchanges, OTC desks, and others, from that single account, and then the trade is settled instantly. I think the other ways of even offering kind of post-trade settlement to qualified clients so that they can get exposure to the market in both directions. I think also the one interesting new thing for platforms and service providers using sFOX is just rolling out a new product called sFOX Connect, which is a really fast and easy way for businesses building services on top of sFOX to integrate crypto services into their own platform. And it's really just an API that allows our clients to build and scale end-to-end crypto experiences from onboarding to liquidity, custody, et cetera. And essentially, this enables these platforms to leverage our products and services in their own applications while maintaining their own user experience. So yeah, really excited to start kind of announcing this, and yeah, I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot more about the product soon.
Great. Well, we've gotten a lot of good questions from our Q&A box, so we're going to kick off those. If you are listening live right now, feel free to continue sending in your questions to the Q&A box, and we will try to get to them today. All right, so the first question is, what order types have the lowest market impact?
Yeah, it's another great question, Paige. I think again, this is a pretty broad one, right? There's not a single order type that can solve all of the world's problems. It very much depends on the trading strategy that our client is deploying and what their needs are when it comes to execution. There's certain order types where if a client is kind of contrarian, right, they're buying when the market is moving down. There's order types like TWAP, which split an order up over time, and in that case, you can kind of benefit from the price moving more in your favor over the lifetime of the order. In other cases, like momentum-based trading, where you're kind of jumping in at the early end of a trend up or down, you're really trying to get into the market very quickly, but do so while mitigating slippage. So there's things like order types like Sniper, which really look to take advantage of very quick opportunities to get into the market. But overall, what we love to do is meet with our clients and analyze their trades, even if they're just starting out and can get a couple of test trades in, learning about what their strategy is, what their goals are when it comes to execution, and see if we can provide any recommendations. Of course, as a client, you have full access to our post-trade analytics, so you can access this data yourself, which both kind of evaluates execution performance, but also trader decision making. Did I use the right order type? Was the market moving in favor or against my order over the lifetime of the order? But these kind of meetings really helps to kind of take a look at this at an aggregated level, and just see if there's any trends that we can find. And again, right, if it's we're succeeding, if our clients are succeeding, so anything that we can do to improve our clients' performance is mutually beneficial, and just honestly interesting too.
Yeah, it's fun to look at too, right? Just on that note, just talk a little bit more about the post-trade analytics. Just the fact that we have benchmarking, several different, I think it's four different benchmark metrics that we give to each client for every single trade. Not only are we telling you the proportion of the trade that executed via exchange, OTC, internal, dark pool, ox, we're telling you how that trade performed versus these various benchmarks, to where you can now have the tools that you need to see, okay, if I would have waited 5 more minutes and traded then my execution would have been better in net for this week, right? Making those types of decisions is really not something that you see any platforms offering in the market today. And that's another reason why we think we're in a kind of uniquely well-positioned spot to offer that best execution that has historically been lacking in the marketplace.
Great. How can I take advantage of oxmaker rates?
Oh yeah, excellent question. So just to take a step back and what is Ox to begin with, right? We talked about the way that sFOX aggregates liquidity from exchanges and OTC venues, and I think an easy way to think about that is you have all of these individual order books, right, from each liquidity provider, and each one of those order books gets aggregated into the order book that you see on the sFOX platform. Ox is another one of those order books, but it's strictly for sFOX clients. So it's kind of all client crossing and trading. And so for providing liquidity to Ox and to other sFOX clients, there is a separate kind of maker fee rate schedule on trades. The way to provide liquidity to Ox is pretty simple. In the UI of the application, you can specify the destination of the order as strictly Ox to really kind of guarantee that the order executes on Ox. Via API, pretty much same thing. Specify the destination in the order request. But I think there's also order types that just use our internal order books like Ox and Darkpool out of the box as well. Order types like Sniper, when there are not opportunities to take liquidity in the global book, the order is simply resting in the Ox or Darkpool order book, so that if another sFOX client comes along and places an order that would cross with yours, you're getting the benefit of that oxmaker rate. And just important to note that it's not the full order. If any portion or singular trade as part of an order executes as a maker on Ox, you get the benefit of the oxmaker rate too.
Great. Can you explain the plethora of prices being shown on the ProTrader platform, and specifically how these relate to an STO order, for example? What price is used or is closest to the average market price, which would presumably serve as trigger for an order of this nature?
Oh, it's a fantastic question. I love that question. I think just to answer the point about STO and a trigger price specifically, what we do is use an average price over a few seconds or so to ensure that it's kind of the true price in the market. And this is coming from the time and sales data, which is any trade that's executing across any exchange on that pair. The reason we do that is both one, so that if price on one exchange, for example, wicks down or there's a flash crash, our clients are not going to get stopped out. That is an issue with a singular exchange. It's not representative of the market price for that asset. And so by utilizing an average price, a client gets the kind of benefit of avoiding that risk mitigation of avoiding those flash crashes or wicks, and the consistency of a confident trigger when the price actually reaches that level. Yeah, I think when it comes to STO, which is stop triggers other, or stop trailing stop, all of the kind of trigger based order types will utilize that average price when determining when to activate.
Yeah, just a couple of things on this. I mean, first of all, just talking through. I mean, Jack, you've mentioned probably maybe all. But definitely a good handful of the execution algorithms that are available, and just these are not available on many platforms out of the box, right? And this is kind of taking a Bitcoin example here, right? These are building blocks, right? And these are things that you can take that are battle tested over many years from the sFOX platform, build them into your your strategies and really leverage and build more complicated things from these, which I love seeing clients when they do that and take that approach. Just the other one, just to hammer home this point about the single exchange illiquidity issues, right? When there's a flash crash in any particular pair on a marketplace, it's a little bit counterintuitive, but sFOX clients can benefit from that, right? So there's a flash crash somewhere, your stops are not going to get triggered from that single venue, but if you're a buyer, you could buy on that venue, right? So it's one of those a little bit nuanced and sometimes counterintuitive things where once people understand how we've set these things up to avoid those types of triggers, unintentionally triggering an order, it really opens up that additional layer of opportunity for you that just wouldn't be possible if you were trading on a single venue. And the price at the venue you're on says Bitcoin's trading at $1,000, but it's actually at 30,000. So what are you going to do about that? On sFOX, you can buy at 1,000, right? So.
Great. Does sFOX support long and short exposure?
Yeah, I think that's extremely critical to our clients' needs when trading, right? The ability to profit when markets are moving up or down, and so for our business clientele, we offer a product called post-trade settlement, where qualified clients can essentially gain access to an exposure limit, a credit limit, that they can use to gain short or long exposure to any asset that's supported on the platform, simply by spending beyond the balance that they hold in that asset and settling the transaction within 28 days. We even with that product support the ability to hedge existing long positions. Let's say you've been holding Bitcoin since 2015 or something, right? And you've been holding it since then, and you don't want to sell. You can use that as equity within the account, but segregate it from other trading activity, and also hedge that position so that you can protect your gains and mitigate losses, just simply by kind of transferring the assets into your collateral wallet directly through the application. So yeah, this with that product gives you the ability to gain both short and long exposure to again any of the assets that we support.
Great. So on to our final question for the webinar. I want to ask both of you, what's the future roadmap for sFOX? Are there any exciting features or services we should be looking forward to?
Yeah, I love that question, Paige. Thank you. I think there's really three kind of areas that I'm really excited about: iteration, expansion, and innovation. Of course, a lot of our time is spent, further perfecting, refining our existing offering, right? sFOX began kind of aggregating liquidity to provide a more efficient, trading experience and better execution, and that is really the foundation. And so we're constantly improving, making changes and tweaks to solidify that advantage. But at the same time, expanding into new geographies, new product areas, so that our clients can really gain access to more of the digital asset space than just trading alone, where there's a lot of opportunities. And that's one of the best things about digital assets in general, is just how quickly the space can move and evolve and iterate. And with that comes innovation, right? One of the things I'm particularly excited about is exploring more ways that we can enable our clients to interact with, engage, and maximize returns from the Web3 space, outside of sFOX, but with the user experience, security, and convenience that that our clients get today, from an sFOX account. So yeah, those are a few areas that I'm particularly excited about.
Yeah, Paige, from my side of things, I'm gonna kind of take the Jeff Bezos approach to this answer and not focus on the things that are, going to be so innovative and that nobody can foresee coming, but just focus on the things that are not going to change. All right. So the things that are not going to change in our industry are, when you want to trade, you want the website to be up. You want your trade to get filled. You want to be able to get in touch with someone very quickly when you have an issue, and you want that issue resolved as quickly as humanly possible, right? So keeping a very high level of service, which we already have, thankfully, very high site reliability, product availability. When sFOX gets into a market, it's something that we've thought about, very thoroughly, and we're generally, we're not necessarily going to be the first mover, but a close follower in a lot of cases, to allow us to really hone that experience, and then make it really enjoyable for our clients. So I think that there are a lot of things that are not going to change in the operation side of our business, and really just keeping that front of mind as we grow and as we serve different client needs, to not lose sight of the fact that there has to be a human element here, in all of the complexity of what we're doing. And I think we've seen really great results from our clients, and we have some fantastic, testimonials and long-term clients to back that up. So really excited about continuing that as we grow into these new markets.
Great. Well, thank you to our panelists, Jack and Daniel. This has been very informative. Also, thank you to everyone who attended. We hope you learned something new about sFOX today. We will be running these AMA series every month on different topics, so stay tuned and keep an eye out for your inbox for an email with the recording from today. If you have any follow-up questions that we didn't get to, please reach out to sFOX to learn more. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next month.
Thanks, everyone.